Just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z.
Witnesses say that Jay-Z allegedly plunged a knife into Rivera's stomach and smashed a bottle over his brother's head before running out of the club.
I saw Un laying on the ground and just, like shouting like Jay-Z stabbed me. And I'm like,
was Jay-Z the one that actually stabbed you?
So apparently, Jay-Z is not like what his public persona is in reality. He has a dark past and some major skeletons in the closet that somehow found their way out into the open. Let's start with a stabbing that Jay-Z was accused of at a nightclub in 1999.
Just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night.
This is where he confronted record producer Lance Rivera for supposedly leaking his third studio album.
Once inside, he had a confrontation with record producer Lance Rivera. Cops say the argument heated up during a party celebrating a new release by rapper Q-Tip. Jay-Z and his crew surrounded the 33-year-old Rivera and his 29-year-old brother Corey. Witnesses say that Jay-Z allegedly plunged a knife into Rivera's stomach and smashed a bottle over his brother's head.
Initially, he claimed to be innocent of the crime, even though there were witnesses, and he was even quoted in court saying, "I stabbed Lance Rivera." Later, he would eventually plead guilty to third-degree assault and was given 3 years probation. But the confusing part is that after all this, Lance is saying that it was not Jay-Z that stabbed him.
Jay-Z was not the guy who actually stabbed me that night.
But Jay-Z was there when you got stabbed. Was
yeah.
actually in front of you when you got stabbed.
It was like, yeah, me and Jay-Z had a conversation while, right before I got hit in the head with a champagne bottle. And it was a brief conversation, and I was looking at him like, what are you talking about? And you fucking the money up right now.
Well, what did he tell you?
He just kept saying, you broke my heart. You broke my heart. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, this smells fishy, and people are speculating that he was possibly paid off to say otherwise. Now, even before this, his troubles actually started much earlier in life. Let's rewind back to when he wasn't Jay-Z. As he was growing up, Jay-Z was no saint. Some say he's a downright dangerous guy, and they might have a point. At 12 years old, he admitted to shooting his older brother, Eric, after he stole one of his rings. Jay-Z was saved from any legal issues because his siblings refused to press any charges since Eric was a crack addict, and he would later apologize to his brother.
A girl in the neighborhood had bought Jay a ring, which is what eventually led to him shooting his own brother. Jay's older brother had allegedly been stealing from the family to fund his crack addiction, and he ended up taking Jay's ring too. When Jay confronted him about it, his brother took too long to give an explanation for the missing ring, and that's when Jay grabbed his gun and told his brother to step outside. When he did, Jay closed his eyes and let off a shot, hitting his brother in the shoulder.
So obviously Jay-Z had some major family dysfunctions growing up, and some say he was not given a fair chance to be in a healthy environment. In an interview with The Guardian, he claims he wasn't born violent, but that he grew up having to take care of himself, which put him in constant survival mode. And he's actually rapped about his childhood and about the time he shot his big brother in his music. Just smile, my big brother is trying to make me tougher. As we grew, fussing and fighting continued. I plundered through his stuff and snuck your clothes to school. Got intense, real intense as we got older. Never believed it would lead to popping one in your shoulder. Where are my rings? Knew you had it because you took too long to answer. Huffing and puffing gun in my hand, I told you to step outside. Hoping you say no, but you would hurt my pride. Made our way down the steps. Maybe you thought it was just a threat, or maybe your life was just too crazy and you were begging for death. Now that's taking sibling rivalry to a whole other level. Now let's shift gears to Jay-Z's shady business moves. Back in the day, he had some contractors claiming he handed out bad checks, stiffing them for a whopping 40 grand in 2003. One crew got hired to make custom tables, and the bill was for 18 grand. Jay-Z only dropped 5 grand up front. They eventually settled for 8 grand, but Jay-Z, being a shark, also tried to countersue, saying the tables weren't ready in time. Who knows what's real, but Jay-Z's legal game is tight, and he knows how to make things work in his favor. Being that Jay-Z was in constant survivor mode, he has shown some violent interactions. as in the incident in 1999 where he was seen on camera striking a young female fan backstage. Apparently, he was seen to slap and then push the woman as he walked down the hallway with his crew. Now, we're sure it can be frustrating at times when there's hordes of people surrounding you and you're trying to defend yourself, but you can't get physical. There's too much at stake to have lawsuits lurking behind every corner ready to be thrown your way. A spokeswoman for the rapper says the footage was taken out of context. She stated, "The person in that video is someone who he has worked with for years, and they are very close. And for it to be exerted that way is an insult. Did I miss something because I didn't see anything friendly there?" And speaking of Jay-Z's adventures, when he's not getting handsy, he's allegedly been secretly fathering kids left and right. Remember Jasmine Cashmere, the adult film star? Rumor has it she had Jay-Z's baby back in 2010, but they denied it publicly. But guess what? A friend of Jay-Z tipped off that he reportedly paid her a whopping $2.5 million to hush up and disappear. She even bought a new crib right about that time. I don't think that was a coincidence. Then there's Chanel Scott, a model from Trinidad. Jay-Z had a thing with her in 2002 while she was with Gerald Andrews, who initially thought the boy named Malik Saeed was his. But as the child grew up, Gerald realized he wasn't the father because it was getting obvious the child was not his. Initially, Jay-Z's camp denied it, called it ridiculous rumors, and said folks were exploiting a child for attention. But after a paternity test, Jay-Z stepped up, took responsibility, bought them a nice home in Trinidad, and handed over a cool $1 million along with child support. Now, there's another story. One of Jay-Z's former friends insists Jay-Z has a secret adult daughter living in a house he bought in Maryland. Allegedly, he pays her bills, but has a deal that she can't display any photos of him around the place. His friend Oshino backed this claim in 2022.
You just seen Jay-Z's daughter the other day, right?
No, I uploaded the other day, but it was like back the day before Jadakiss Versus. Like the daughter he got. I'm not hiring my daughter for nobody. The whole reason to get money is for your kids.
Now, if he wanted this to be on the down low, well, it didn't last too long because the supposed secret daughter, Letitia, came forward on social media, claiming she has DNA proof that Jay-Z is her dad. She stated, "I've been quiet for far too long. Join me as I tell you my story of living in the shadows of being Jay-Z's daughter in a city where everyone knew he was my father. There's no way he can deny anything, especially when there were people there that knew him." She says Jay-Z dated her mom, Lisa, back in the 1990s. Lisa's sister even confirmed their relationship on Facebook, in which she said, "I know the story from start to finish. I hooked your mother and father up years ago. Jay-Z asked me who she was when I lived on 500 Side Greenwood Avenue. We chilled in that apartment so many times." With all that said, people are asking what Beyonce's stance on all this is. Is she just sitting back fuming while biting her lips, or she knew what she was getting into and chose to live with the fact that Jay-Z's got some dark truths about him? Now, what's your take on this? Do you think Jay-Z's got more skeletons in his closet just waiting to come out? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing celebrity stories. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.